And this is the press conference that we've been talking about all week that we wanted to call. Casey White and Vicky White are in custody. There was a pursuit this afternoon in Evansville, Indiana. Evansville, Indiana is about 219 miles from here. The U.S. Marshals were in pursuit of a black Ford pickup. I think it was a Ford 150. And Casey White was driving that vehicle. Vicky White was a passenger. During the pursuit, the pickup truck wrecked. Casey White surrendered. Vicky White has been transported to the hospital for treatment. So this has ended a very long and stressful and challenging week and a half. It ended the way that we knew it would. They are in custody. What I'm very thankful for tonight is that no one was hurt, no citizens were hurt, no law enforcement officers were hurt as a result of this escape. Casey White is now back in custody, and I cannot express enough to the U.S. Marshals Fugitive Task Force for the assistance they've been in this. Their agents are actually the ones that were involved in the pursuit. And my team of investigators who work diligently alongside the U.S. Marshals Task Force, all the other partners and players in this, the least of which is not the media. You guys have made this happen. You've kept this story out there. You've kept it on everybody's mind. And the tips, what led us to the arrest and the capture of them today was a tip that came from citizens, and they call those tips in because of the coverage y'all have provided us. You don't know how much I personally appreciate the way y'all have helped us in this case. We got a dangerous man off the street today. He is never going to see the light of day again, and that's a good thing for not just our community, but that's a good thing for this country. So thank you very much for your help. I'll be glad to take a few questions.
What's the nature of Vicky White's wounds?
Don't know. Just know she's been transported to the hospital for treatment. There was a wreck. I don't know if the wounds are related to the wreck or not. I'm sorry.
Are they found in the same vehicle that was seen?
Yes, I think so. That Ford F-150.
What's the connection to Evansville, Indiana? Why there?
Don't know if anything particular drew them to that town. But that's where we got the latest tip, which came in late last night, I think, or last night. Followed up on it first thing this morning, and they were able to get some leads there, and it led to their capture.
Where exactly did the chase start?
Where did the chase start? I'm not sure. My understanding is that they had located them at a hotel, and they spotted them, ran, and the pursuit ensued.
Sure. We spoke to some of the folks that called that tip in up in Indiana, and they said they had actually alerted local law enforcement last week on Tuesday about that abandoned truck, and that it's taken several days for all the tips coming in to be able to get through those, get down the list. Was there something last night that changed your idea about why it might actually be a real sighting of Casey White, Vicky White?
No, I'm not aware of the earlier tip.
When will they be brought back here?
Not sure. They'll have to be extradited if they don't waive extradition. That can take some time. Of course, court proceedings involved in that. Over here, I heard someone over here.
Will they actually be brought back here, or
Yes.
the connection is it just too deep to?
No, they will be brought here. He has to be brought back here, and she does, to face arraignment on the new charges. He is charged with escape. She has multiple charges on her now. They will have to be brought back here for arraignment. We've already made arrangements with the Department of Corrections. He will be brought here for arraignment. If it's 2 o'clock in the morning, it doesn't matter. The judge has agreed to come out. He will be arraigned and immediately transferred to the Department of Corrections.
Are you concerned about Vicky White coming back to this detention center if she worked here?
She will not be she will not be confined in this detention center.
Sheriff, what if anything at this point would you like to say to Vicky, perhaps?
I hope she survives this. I don't know the extent of her injuries. I hope she survives it. we don't wish any ill will on Vicky in terms of her health or her, her well-being, but she has some answers to give us, and hopefully we'll have the opportunity to get those answers.
Was there any kind of struggle?
Not that I'm aware of. I think it was just a pursuit. They wrecked and they were taken into custody. I understand he surrendered.
Were they found with any guns or?
I haven't got that information. I'm not sure.
How was she injured?
Don't know. I don't know if it's a result of wreck or if it's some other kind of injuries.
Is
I
there
know.
any indication, Sheriff, that one of them shot themselves during this chase?
Can't confirm that. I know that no law enforcement officers fired any shots for sure.
Sheriff, the eyes of the country, people across the world, in fact, have been watching and following this manhunt, from here in Lauderdale County and now through 3 different states. How have you managed to keep going every day and keep that energy that we've seen here throughout this search?
I just wanted to get them off the street. I was committed to that. I was committed to every resource we had available to us to use those resources to make this event happen, to make this press conference possible.
Did you expect this outcome?
I'm sorry?
Did you expect this outcome?
I did. I've always expected this outcome. I knew we would catch them. It was just a matter of time. What was so challenging about this escape was, most escapes from a county jail especially, they're not planned. They're just sort of spontaneous. There are no resources available, no plan in place about what am I going to do when I get out here other than just run. This escape was obviously well planned and calculated. A lot of preparation went into this. They had plenty of resources, had cash, had vehicles, had everything they needed to pull this off. And that's what made this last week and a half so challenging. We were starting from ground zero, and not only that, we were they got a 6-hour head start on us. So it's been a very, and this just speaks volumes to the effectiveness and the efficiency, that speaks volumes to the effectiveness and efficiency of the United States Marshal Service. This is what they do. They track down fugitives, and today is obvious that they do it well.
Is there any reason to believe they had help in their escape?
No evidence that I know of that there was anyone else involved other than Casey White and Vicky White.
Someone going to get the money?
That I don't know about. That's not my deal.
Are they talking yet or keeping quiet? Did they have anything to say once they were in custody?
I have no idea. They're obviously in Indiana, and I'm here, so I don't really know what's going on as we speak. But
are you all sending folks to Indiana? Do you have people up there?
the U.S. Marshals are up there. We will probably wait until they get back here. I don't see any need in us sending someone up there, because they'll be brought back here. And now if they don't waive extradition and are up there for a while, we may end up sending a team up.
Sure, can you talk about lessons learned? We've talked over the week about protocols that are in place for your employees, but will there be changes or lessons that you learned from this entire situation?
Well, the lesson that I think I've learned, and I think everybody's learned, you don't know who you can trust. I had every bit of trust in Vicky White. She has been an exemplary employee. And what in the world provoked her or prompted her to pull a stunt like this, I don't know. I don't know if we'll ever know. But, you as a leader, you've got to have people in place in these key positions like she was in, that you have confidence in, that you have trust in. And when they violate that trust, I don't know how you can predict that. We had the policies. A policy is a piece of paper. It can't prevent anything. A policy is there for me as a leader to take disciplinary action when a policy is violated. I can't predict when someone's going to violate a policy. One more time, I've learnred that you just don't know people sometimes. You think you do, and you really don't know who they
How
are.
would you compare this moment to some of the other events that have happened in your tenure as sheriff?
Not just my tenure as sheriff. September of this year will mark the 50th anniversary of me beginning my career. I've never experienced a week like this in my career.
Sheriff, you've been in contact with Pat Davis, Vicky's mom, over the course. You had one sheriff that you said that was kind of your liaison.
Yes.
Have you spoken to her since their capture?
I have not. That deputy has had her on as we speak.
So he's talking to her right now?
Dispatched there. That's one reason we had to delay the press conference a while, to give him time to get to their house.
So she was alerted before the press
Yes.
conference?
You said Vicky will be in the Lauderdale County Detention Center. Do you know what the plans are when she's brought back here?
Vicky, we'll make arrangements to have her detained in another facility. And in fact, those arrangements have already been made. those arrangements were made 3 or 4 days ago.
Mr. Connolly, can you speak a little to the general about upcoming prosecution of this? Just talk to us about
Well,
that.
we primarily want to bring him back here and hold him accountable, not only for this escape, obviously, but for the murder of Vicky Ridgway. Connie Ridgway. So we're going to be working with the Sheriff's Department to make sure that we can get him extradited and get him back here and hold him accountable.
In general, though, how do you, obviously, the extra precautions placed on him given this escape, what are your thoughts about that in terms of bringing him to trial and filing charges? Can you go over the immediate charges that are coming out of
Well,
this?
I mean, his capital murder case is set for June, so, plan A would be to try him in June for that. And there are a lot of moving parts between there and now, but, that's plan A. And obviously, I know that we got a great staff at the jail, and I know that they're going to be on high alert to house him and make sure that he doesn't get away from us again.
And talk about the charges coming against Vicky, how we will pursue that.
So she's charged with facilitating the escape. That's a Class C felony, so she's looking at up to 10 years in prison.
Mr. Connolly, you've been in contact with Connie Ridgway's family, her son. Can you talk to me about making that call to them and letting them know about this capture? Has that been done yet?
Yes, that was our first priority when we found out that they were captured, is to let them know that, and we've done that, so they know.
Can you tell me about that conversation? You seemed like you were probably excited to make that call. What was their take on the other end?
Well, to be frank, they already knew it from Facebook. So apparently the people in Indiana had already released it on Facebook. But yeah, but that's part of what we take very seriously, is to make sure that our victims are informed and consulted about the case, and we've done that.
And all of this, everyone talking about Vicky and Casey and their love story and whatnot, they're real victims of Casey White's crimes and alleged victims of Connie Ridgway.
Absolutely, and that's one of the really sad things about this, that after finally being able to indict him for her murder, of having this twist and turn in that case, it's got to be devastating to them. So we look forward to bringing him to justice.
What was the reaction from Casey's ex-girlfriend when he tried to kill him?
I have not spoken to her, so I don't have any reaction from her.
For you, Mr. Connolly, just one last question. There's a lot of media attention. There's a lot of just eyes on this case. What does that mean for you and your office to make sure that everything, I's are dotted, your T's are crossed to get this pushed through?
I tell you, my main concern is the media. I obviously in favor of fair reporting, but we want to try this case right here in Lauderdale County. So, our goal in the next days and weeks as we go ahead is we want to be cooperative with the media, but we also want to be mindful that we don't want to change a venue, for instance. We want to be able to try this case here in Lauderdale County among his peers. So we've got to take that into account as we go forward in the days ahead. Thank y'all.
Let me add, a question was asked earlier about changes in protocols or whatnot. The day will come when Casey White will have to be brought back here for trial. And I can assure you, we have a crowding dilemma at our corrections facility. We have about 315 inmates with 256 beds. We're using every crook and cranny we can in that bed to house inmates. But he will be in a cell by himself if we have to put other inmates on the floor to make it happen. He will stay in handcuffs and shackles while he's in that cell. And if he wants to sue me for violating his civil rights, so be it. He's not getting out of this jail again. I'll assure you that. Any other questions? Thank you so much.